Wolverine versus Deadpool, something that fans may want to see even more than Wolverine versus the Hulk. And no, I'm not talking about the one scene that we got in that one movie called X-Men Origins Wolverine. How's it going, everybody? It's Warren, and yeah, that actually happened, but luckily for us, they kept Ryan Reynolds and the actual Deadpool movies were amazing. And now it's official, a new Deadpool movie is in the works over at Marvel Studios. So Deadpool is finally entering the MCU, but a big question is, could there be a Wolverine versus Deadpool movie? And to make it even better, could it be with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine? Well, according to a recent report, it is possible. Quick reminder, only 2 days left in my Infinity Gauntlet and G Fuel giveaway, so be sure to click the link in the description down below and subscribe with notifications turned on to enter. Now, this report comes from Mikey Sutton. He's pretty well known in the community at this point, and he's been right about some major things in the past. Specifically, when Spider-Man first entered the MCU in Civil War, and recently that Spider-Man was still going to remain in the MCU. And this report from Mikey about Wolverine and Deadpool says that even though Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds have been joking about this for years, insiders have told Mikey Sutton that there is a possibility that Hugh Jackman could return as Wolverine, and of course Ryan Reynolds returning to play Deadpool for a Wolverine and Deadpool movie. Sources tell Mikey that Disney wants to offer Hugh Jackman truckloads of cash to return as Logan one more time to face Deadpool in an R-rated buddy picture. Right now, it's just in the discussion phase and there's been no deal whatsoever with Hugh Jackman yet. So this is Mikey's report about a Wolverine and Deadpool movie, and it is true, Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman have been joking around about this for a very long time. And Ryan Reynolds has been very open about the fact that he's been trying to get Hugh Jackman to return as Wolverine for a very long time, and he would love for him to return. There are even times in interviews where Hugh Jackman said that Wolverine is going to be back.
Your buddy Ryan Reynolds, and he said there probably won't be another standalone Deadpool movie. And then he stopped and he said,
I continue to do full court press for Hugh Jackman to come back to no avail as of yet. Yeah, God knows he's just been failing constantly since Wolverine.
Have we seen the last of Wolverine?
Oh, Wolverine will be back. Someone's going to play him. I don't know.
Not
who.
you, though.
No, but Ryan is, he's relentless. He keeps coming back to me.
Well, there's really no secret that I think everyone would love to see Deadpool and Wolverine together, especially now in the MCU. And of course, Ryan is still hoping for it. And according to this report, Disney is going to throw a lot of money at Hugh Jackman. That combined with the fact that the rights to Wolverine are now owned by Marvel Studios and Disney may be enough to entice Hugh Jackman to return for one more film or at least a cameo. Although Mikey's report does say that Marvel Studios would like an R-rated buddy film. Now, there's been a lot of talk about Deadpool remaining rated R even though he's over at Marvel Studios and Disney now. And recently in an interview when Ryan Reynolds confirmed that Marvel Studios is working on another Deadpool film at this very moment, he did say that his whole team from Fox came over to Marvel Studios. So we can pretty much assume that it's going to remain rated R. Joker just had a crazy amount of success, now being the highest grossing rated R film ever. But Deadpool and Deadpool 2 are right up there with it. So the previous Deadpool movies clearly work rated R, so Marvel's not going to mess with that. Which means that if we did get a Deadpool and Wolverine movie, you can expect a lot of gore and a lot of profanity. Which, if they are sticking true to the characters and who they really are, that's expected and should happen. Now, many people may be asking how exactly could this be possible since the last time that we saw Wolverine, or Logan, in the movie Logan, he was dead. Well, there really are some pretty simple solutions, and one is to remember that Fox no longer owns the rights to Deadpool or Wolverine or any of the X-Men characters. And as far as Marvel Studios and most of the fans are concerned, the Fox universe and the Marvel Cinematic Universe are two completely different things. So one way to bring him back is to simply ignore everything that happened over at Fox. Ignore the fact that he died in Logan. This wouldn't really be that big of a deal. You could just play off of a different story and it would essentially be a remake. And if this movie did happen, it would probably be a one-off movie anyways. So contingency on storylines wouldn't really matter. And that's another big reason for Marvel to do this as well. Do a one-off movie just to bring Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine. It would be a great play by Marvel. Everybody would go see this movie. and it would probably take the #1 spot for a rated R movie. But there are ways to fuse it into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, especially with the upcoming Phase 4 and Phase 5. Phase 4 is going to be extremely important to the MCU, and Phase 5 is going to be just as important as well because it's going to pick up after everything in Phase 4 has happened. And it's pretty well known at this point in time that Phase 4 is going to introduce the multiverse. Kevin Feige has recently said in an interview after CCXP that the multiverse is the future of the MCU, which obviously means multiple alternate realities. So the idea would be that Deadpool goes into a different reality where Logan or Wolverine exists, and this would be Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. This would be a really easy way to bypass the whole Logan is technically dead thing, and it would make sense because it would make the audience know that Hugh Jackman's Wolverine isn't going to be an essential part of the MCU because he doesn't exist in the main MCU timeline. And this would be a way that everybody would win. The fans would win because we would finally see Hugh Jackman's Wolverine go up against Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, or see the two of them work together. And Marvel Studios would win because they would make all of the profit that the movie would bring in, and it would be a lot, not to mention they would make an awesome movie, and it doesn't affect their main MCU timeline and future phases. But that's not the only way that this film could happen. There's something that the MCU and Deadpool 2 have in common, and that is time travel.
Hi. This is a toughie. Yeesh. Oh yes, you're already practicing a little salute, huh? Jesus Christ.
This is so much harder than I thought. Oh,
I'm going to hell.
That makes two of us.
So that's another way that this movie could be done. Deadpool could simply go back in time, and at the end of Deadpool 2, Yukio and Negasonic fixed Deadpool's time travel device, allowing Deadpool to go back in time.
Oh, just fix it, 11, or I'll take it to the Genius Bar.
Cable's gonna kill you when he finds out.
never heard of him.
Why do you think I'm helping him?
And one of the people that he actually went back in time and visited was Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. Now, of course, it wasn't a new scene, it was just a clip from the X-Men Origins Wolverine and the new Deadpool thrown in it.
Hey, it's me. Don't scratch. Just cleaning up the timelines.
But something very similar to this could be done, and Deadpool would make fun of it, and that's really the great thing about the Deadpool movies is that he breaks the fourth wall. So if this movie did end up being made, Deadpool could, and probably would, Deadpool would say something around the lines of, "Don't worry, this won't affect your precious MCU timeline." Or maybe even say something along the lines of, "Don't worry, Doctor Strange will fix it." Because we know that Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is probably going to be about Doctor Strange fixing alternate timelines that were created during Avengers Endgame. Because we know that several alternate realities were created during the movie. Loki escaped with the Tesseract in 2012. Thanos from 2014 left his timeline to the main timeline and died. Gamora from 2014 now exists in the main MCU timeline, which means that severely affects the Guardians of the Galaxy coming together in the 2014 timeline. And not to mention, who knows what Captain America really did when he returned to the 1940s. So with all of these alternate realities created that Doctor Strange will presumably have to fix, it wouldn't be that hard to make another one where Deadpool and Wolverine have their own movie. And if we do end up getting a movie, it's going to be absolutely incredible because the two of them are essentially the same person. Now, of course, obviously, they have their differences, but if you take a look at their powers, they're not too different. They both have the ability to heal and basically can't die. They can both regenerate, they can both have limbs get cut off and still not die, and not to mention they're both super intense. Now, of course, Wolverine has adamantium all throughout his body, and he uses his famous claws to attack, and Deadpool is known for using his katanas and guns. All of which probably won't affect the other person that much. Deadpool literally had all of his limbs blown off in Deadpool 2 and he still survived. So we are in for a very, very big movie, not to mention probably a very brutal movie if this does happen. And of course it will probably be hilarious as well. Now again, just to remind you, Mikey Sutton's report does not say that this is definitely going to happen. He simply said that Marvel Studios is talking about it, wants it to happen, plans to throw a lot of money at Hugh Jackman, but Hugh Jackman has not said anything yet. So this isn't confirmed, but it's definitely something that I think everybody would like. But let me know your thoughts about this. I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but would you like a Wolverine and Deadpool movie? And if so, how would you like to see it happen? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to like the video and subscribe with notifications turned on, and click the link in the description down below to enter my Infinity Gauntlet giveaway. Again, only 2 days left. I'm also giving away an Xbox One or a PS4 at 550,000 subscribers. The winner gets to choose. All you have to do to enter that is be subscribed and notifications turned on, like the video, and leave a comment down below. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.